Good evening and welcome to the Talking Shop podcast. My name is Michael. The good looking guy next to me here is Josh. Josh, how are you?
If I was any better, I'd be twins.
I would never understand that. We've talked about that before. We won't
I
go
should have
down
said,
that.
"Fine, I'm finer than frog hair." Is that better?
That's even worse.
What's
Mackie, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us tonight.
up, Mackie?
So, before we get into the opening rip, I do want to, and Jacob, if you want to pull up some of that time lapse footage so it could be playing in the background. Card night was this past weekend, and it was a blast.
It was a
It
good
was a blast.
time.
Yep.
Thanks to everyone that came out and supported it. If you are viewing our podcast now, in the world's worst resolution, then anyway, I set a camera up on the top of a ladder, and I let it time lapse the entire evening from 4 until about whatever it was, 9 o'clock. And so, little time lapse video of everyone coming through. We had about 40 tables, couple no shows. I'll never figure that out, but 40 tables sold, and a lot of people come through. So,
yeah. So before we get into my thoughts about it, if you are a Kenny Pickett fan, it's required that you be at a card night or a trade night. This is 2 times in a row that a huge Kenny Pickett card was pulled at trade night / card night. What was the first one, and what was the second one?
Well, the first one at the last trade night was the Donruss Auto Rookie Phenoms 1 of 1 NFL logo shield. The one last night's going to be presented in hits from the shop because it was
a teaser, guys. That was a professional teaser.
Stick with us. You'll get to see the one that was pulled by a customer Saturday night in front of us. So
it was pretty cool. I had again, I brought Piper with me. She outsold me again. She is really making the case for me to start getting smart on Pokemon because it's just it's steady. Like I'll have like little waves of people coming by, but it's just person after person after person comes up to her table and has questions, and then I'm looking up comps for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, I talked to a couple people post show that weren't there, and I said, if you are a Pokemon dealer, come to the next one, and I will advertise that some Pokemon dealers will be there, and we'll have Pokemon traffic. There's no doubt.
Goodness.
And so look for that on the next one here in maybe a little over a month.
Yeah. Hey George, thanks for showing up. It was good seeing you on card night. Overall impressions, Josh. If you had to give card night as the guy behind card night, what sort of grade would you give card night the very first time we've sort of transitioned from a traditional trade night to a card night where there are some tables and things like that?
Yeah, I would. I know I'm biased. I would give it an A. Not an A plus, but I'd give it an A. You and I talked about this, and I think this is the general consensus for a card show. It's small and it's a light turnout. For a trade night, it's huge,
enormous. Yep.
Yeah, like it's going to be bigger than any store's trade night in the area. So, so you take a huge trade night and morph it into a card show. It's going to be a small little card show. But as you can see on the video, there was lots of action going on, and it's only going to get bigger. So,
and we need your help out there, guys. If you are listening to this on the replay on a platform where you can comment, or if you're catching this live, let us know how we could make card night better. Not only if you're set up, but if you're coming there, if what would make you, and this is the marketer in me, right? What would make you tell somebody to come to this? And number 2, what would make you want to bring somebody to something like this? Because we want to make this good for people that are setting up and then good for the collector. to be able to find some things. The one thing that card night lacks, that a card show, one of these established card shows, um, has, and this is going to surprise you a little bit, Josh, is dedicated dedicated dealers that just do vintage.
Mm,
That's the biggest. I think that's the biggest and probably the only weakness of Card Night right now is these local shows. You're going to get some guys that bring just beautiful vintage, and I actually had two or three people asking for like a Nolan Ryan rookie in a low grade. I'm like, ugh,
yeah,
yeah. Here's a here's a Star Wars Galaxy graded card. That's my card from the vault. Um,
yeah. I
or I
think
had or I had somebody asking for like trying to complete a 1971 top set. I'm
yeah,
like I'm lost. But if
that's
I'm at one of these established card shows, I can with confidence I can say, yeah, you're gonna find that here. You need to go over there, see that guy, or go see that guy. So that's probably the only criticism slash weakness
yeah,
that I
and
would
that
have.
I think that just comes with size. It's just
Yep.
a for a card show. It's just a small show, but there was low end and there was some nice high end. There was some real high end, believe it or not, and a lot of medium end, which is where we like to play.
Yep.
And yeah, and when we get to card from the vault slash card from the shop, I'm just going to show. I mean, I picked up 7 or 8 cards. I'm just going to show a few that I picked
Nice.
up. Um,
Nice. Would you say there are some medium rare cards at card night? Is that what you're trying to say?
Not after 8:30 p.m. there was, and I think you left a little early. So,
I was whooped, and I will. I know.
oh, you
Yes.
stayed up late setting up all the tables by yourself too? Oh wait, no,
No.
that was me.
No, I was recovering from a week in Vegas. Remember last week I recorded from this swanky hotel room in Vegas, the
Jacob,
Venetian.
we have violin music, Jacob, that we can play for you.
Don't you do, no, there you go. I would rather have that. No, so my week in Vegas, it's a cool place. It's not a place that I don't know if I'll go back unless it's for another conference.
Not a place to raise a family.
I wouldn't go that
Right, it is
far.
a place to get
Not a
married.
place, yeah, not a place for me to raise my family. Um, but what was weird is my teammates that I was there with. By Thursday, I got there Monday. By Thursday, I asked all of them, "Have you been outside?" And they're like, "No, I haven't been outside at all." And I think that's the way they want it. So it was fun though. Got to see Peyton Manning on stage. He was one of the keynote speakers. Damar Hamlin was one of the keynote speakers. So it was nice to have a little bit of a sports twist with a tech conference like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Lucky you.
Well, before we go on to talk about what's happening in Vegas this week, let me do a quick rundown. We're going to wrap up the opening rip here in just a second. Then we're going to talk about some really cool product coming to the shelves this week in the shop. We're going to talk a little bit about opening day and behind the counter. We're going to answer some listener questions, do card from the vault, hits from the shop, and then I actually have a somewhat crazy stat of the week. But first, Josh, the Mint Collective. Jacob, if you could pull up just the Mint Collective webpage if you have it. If not, I could pull it up. And so, if you could just scroll to the speakers or the topics, Josh, have you ever been to anything like this for the industry?
No, I have not. The national would be the closest that I've
Right,
been.
right. And at the national, did you partake in any sort of the panel discussions, like as a spectator?
No, just a couple minutes from afar on one, but No,
Okay.
I didn't have enough time to see even all the cards I wanted to see, so I didn't
Yeah.
want to pull myself away from that. But I do get recaps from it,
Okay.
and I hear some
Well,
stuff. But I haven't heard anything from this yet.
so it's just started. It's this week. So I wanted to ask you if they ever asked you, because I looked, and there are actually like breakers and car shop owners that have asked to speak to this or at this. If you got the email or the phone call, would you go and speak at the Mint Collective, and what sort of message would you want to convey to
Hmm.
people going there?
Well, it'll sound biased, but I promise it's not, because it doesn't just concern mine, but support your local card shop. Like, if you don't support your local card shop, we can't be around, and the game changes a lot, I think. So you're stuck with retail from Walmarts and Targets and breakers online that are constantly getting caught doing shady things, or
True.
or you have a bad run of luck on with breakers, and it's no fun either. So that would be, I mean, if I was going to, because I'm only 5 years into this hobby, and so um, yeah, if they were going to listen to me and I was try to sell the crowd on something, that would be what it would be. Support your local card shop wherever you're at. Um, Spend that money at the card shop instead of breaking with strangers online. It's okay if you can do both. That's even better. But um, yeah, I mean, we couldn't be here if customers didn't shop with us, and
True.
so that would be mine. I would love to. I could probably ask more questions than I could give info about. You
Right.
know, everyone wants to know the fanatics coming down the pipeline. What's that all going to look like? How it's going to affect shops? Where are we going to get product, and how that's going to be handled? Those are big topics, but yeah, that's what I would talk about, and that's probably because that's what is the most important to me.
That makes
Same
sense.
as same
Excuse me.
as
That makes sense. So for me, if they were to ask me to speak on anything, it would be what could we do in this hobby to keep it from being regulated? Like, because I think that's where it's headed, unfortunately. Um, and I think that would be devastating for the hobby. I think part of the reason why, I mean, look how people freaked out when they were like, "What do you mean anything over $600 I'm going to get taxed on?" And
right.
so if it comes down the pike that this hobby is going to start getting regulated, like breaking is going to be seen as gambling, and you're going to have licenses, and you're going to have these standards. Some of that's good, right? You
Mhm.
just mentioned it. Like there are some shady characters out there,
Yeah.
but whatever we need to do as a hobby, because I don't know if self policing is working anymore. There's just too much money to be made.
Yeah.
Um, whatever we can do as a hobby to keep us from being put in the spotlight enough to where there's regulation, I think that would be bad. That's what I would want to speak on that,
Yeah.
and maybe some transparency on print runs. That's just me, because it's just I would love to know because I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd.
Couldn't that be bad too, though? Because it's like,
Take some of the mystery out.
well, giving someone a number that they don't quite understand, and so they take that number and then
There
run
you
their
go.
mouth about it in an uneducated sense. Like,
Yeah,
there's 10,000 of those short prints. Well, yeah, out of 10 million, that's not
yeah,
very much.
yeah.
So
You're right. You're right. Let me catch up on some chats. So Mackie, I'm blind and old. That looks like hot sauce. So
those are violins. That was when you were talking.
I'm gonna go with hot sauce. George. George thought it was perfect. Can't think of anything I'd change. Good job. Thank you, George. And then Mason Cards. What's up, man?
Hello, Mason.
Um,
Avery,
Avery.
card
Card.
night was great. Picked up some cool stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's why we
I
have
agree. I enjoyed going around as a customer a
it.
lot.
A lot. All right, let's move on to And for those of you guys at the Mint Collective, um, you know, if you want Josh and I to speak as content creators at the Mint Collective, we would
I
be
mean,
happy to just put us in that time slot right after lunch because people are tired and sleepy anyway. Just
and we'll wake them up, right?
that's right. That's right. Josh, what's headed to the shop this week?
This week there's some good product coming this week. So it's only 3 months behind, but Contenders football is this week. That is Wednesday, right? Yeah, that's Wednesday. Another fun one is Court Kings basketball. Then on Friday, believe it or not, I'll have National Treasures Racing. You can't say I don't try there. So if I can get anything allocated to me, I grab that stuff. So if you're a National Treasures Racing fan, hit me up. I didn't get a lot. It won't last long, and we won't reorder it probably. So, and then it's a huge Friday for Pokemon. The Scarlet and Violet set comes out Friday, and we've got a lot of it, and we're going to be very busy selling it that day. So that is, it's on its way to the shop this week.
Awesome. So, just I'm going to pick your brain about it, put you on the spot. I know you love it when I do that. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that's the new one coming out? And but with these new Pokemon sets, is it the same as like sports? You buy one, you rip one, try to pull some stuff out, and then you tuck it away. I mean, I still don't have my brain wrapped around the Pokemon thing.
With Pokemon, I think you want to pull it fast and sell it fast while the prices are high, and then as more of the same hits the market, the prices kind of come back down to earth and then kind of level out. Yeah, so with Pokemon, it's easier to get hits, but the ceiling is much lower than on the sports card side.
Okay.
So they have been doing like these alternate art short printed versions, and those have been, there's some that are worth hundreds of dollars.
Right.
So yeah, that's the fun part about that. The price, you're getting an entire, let's call it a hobby box, a booster box for $130, and so you're going to get 7 to 10 hits per book at it, and so
okay. I do want to touch on a couple things. I might pick up a box of that Scarlet and Violet and see if, and then watch Piper open it up and then have a better trade night or card night than me next time as well. I do want to talk about Big League Baseball. Now, traditionally, Big League Baseball has been sort of a I don't want to say a throwaway. Yeah, there we go. An entry level product. But I'm going to go out and get some of this stuff. Look at what they're throwing in here. Okay. So, because it's always been a paper product, right? And you could get some hits, but they're going to get some foil in here. Look at this Trout card.
Yeah, I like this.
I mean, they're really testing the boundaries here, opening act. But the one thing that I wanted to show, and look, you've got the uncommon. I think that's like is that a Pokemon term, like uncommon or super rare, or
it's more of like a Magic the Gathering. There's commons and uncommons.
There you go. So they've got an uncommon, and that's one per pack. That's a foil card. A rare blue, one per box. Super rare foil, 1 in 90, and legendary. So they're throwing, because they probably know the skews to a younger crowd. They're using some of the terminology that they're used to in other products. But check this out. Where is it?
I think I have a fun fact about Big League from a couple of years ago.
And I mentioned this. So number one, now we have a goal, Josh. We have a goal. There are 5 cards in Topps Big League that are hobby influencers.
Who are they in this product? I haven't.
Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
Aaron Novak from Slab Stocks, Ryan Johnson, Card Collector 2, Stephanie Garcia, Mama Breaks, and Tim McNary, Slab Strong.
I think I met Aaron from Slab Stocks at the National. I think he and I were walking into the building at the same time.
There you go.
I
Well,
think
he's got a card, and it's a short print.
That's hilarious.
It's a short print. And I wanted to bring this up. Look. They're the social media follow back redemption set checklist.
Those guys will follow your social media.
I mean, come on. How cool is this? I mean,
so if you're not familiar, if you pull one of those cards, you win the right for that player to then follow your social media, which ought to be a big boost, I would assume, to your following.
I mean, this Trout card, that's gonna be a chase, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, Wander would, there's Vlad Jr.
I mean,
Julio will be big.
This is just
big puppy. Cool. Yeah.
This is cool. I mean, and if you look at the pricing of this stuff, you know, I don't know if you've got it priced out yet, but it's not going to be an expensive box, guys.
What is that? Do they have a list price like 59 or 69, or is it higher than that?
Sometimes they have it here. They don't have it here.
At the top, sometimes they do. Nope, guess not. But yeah, I think in the past it's been like 59 or 69. What are they asking?
Yeah, it says $30.99 buy now on eBay.
That's 2021 though.
Okay, that's 2021. So
yeah,
ignore that, guys.
Past we've had it around $50, but if some of this stuff might pump it up a little bit this week.
I think it's super cool. I'll open it online or record it and see what I could pull. But how cool is that? This is the type of thing that Fanatics is doing that I think is good news for the hobby. I really do. Especially after they get the basketball and football licenses. Could you imagine? Could you imagine pulling a redemption card for Patrick Mahomes to follow you back?
that would be awesome.
People would lose their brains.
If I remember right, Luis Roberts' first rookie card is a Topps Big League card.
It is.
Because I remember that being a chase for that product. And I was like, why are we selling the dog crap out of these? Because you could, and you'd get an auto in those boxes. It seemed like, every 3 boxes or so, you'd get an autograph, if I remember right.
Yeah. I mean, it's something I'm looking forward to. So let me catch up a little bit. Mason Cards Winter Trade Night. Got some good stuff. Thanks for doing it, Mackie. You and me both, brother. We are ready for a soccer break.
The EPL soccer prison break didn't happen because either they changed my allocations last minute or I misread something, because I thought I was getting 3 cases and I got 1 case. So we decided just to sell those boxes in the shop. So, but for $249.99, you can have every team in a 1-box break. and we'll open it for you.
1 box, 1 person break. That sounds like fun.
Robert Knight says, had a great time at Trade Card Night as always. Thank you, Robert, for participating.
Yes. Thank you for being there. All right. And then coming down the road, probably next week, Contenders basketball, limited football, and for our producer, Jacob, Prism WWE wrestling.
And Josh, tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Blah, blah, blah.
So Stadium Club Chrome is on the horizon. Topps Big League's on the horizon. Contenders basketball, limited football, WWE Prism. Those are ones. These dates, it seems, are bouncing around a little bit. Yep. We were just talking about Stadium Club Chrome before we went on the air, and it was supposed to come out this Friday, and I think it may get pushed because I don't even have allocations for it yet. And so maybe you heard it here first. It's not going to come out this Friday, but maybe it will. Maybe it will, and I'll get allocated quickly tomorrow and shipped tomorrow. So
awesome.
But those are all on the horizon, and you'll hear us talk more about them soon.
Let's jump behind the counter here and talk about the thumbnail for it. We're 2 players. One guy has been in the news just because of his performance in the World Baseball Classic. The other one I'm biased. I'm a Dansby Swanson guy. It's going to be really weird to see him in a Cubs uniform. Just strange. But Josh, I know we're both baseball guys. What are you looking forward to the most in this season?
I mean, I've said it and I'm saying it again. Trout is going to have a big year. But you know what's really going to be interesting when it comes to the Angels is will the Angels move Otani before the end of the year? Because his contract's up at the end of this year. And if you don't think he's going to re sign with you, don't you try to unload him to a contender. And if you're a contender late in the season, you're getting a banger of a hitter and a top pitcher in one. They're also saying when his contract is going to get negotiated next year, he could reach a $500 million contract.
It's Mahomes money,
Because they're
right?
saying, as a hitter, his value is like worth a $350 million contract, and like as a pitcher, it's like a $250 million contract. So when you're getting both, it could potentially reach 600 million for his next contract, which is insane.
That's beyond insane.
Yeah.
And
But they wouldn't pay it if they couldn't pay it. And we're
yeah,
guilty of making them be able to pay it. So
Otani's one guy that you're looking at. Is anybody else on your radar as far as either breakout or sort of put up or shut up as far as this next season's coming?
for sure. Let me think. I'm really anxious because I've said it from day one that I think Tatis is going to be just fine. I'm a proponent of his. And so I'd like to see a nice, strong season from him, keeping his nose clean. We all want to see Wander and Acuna play a full season without injury. Those are good for the hobby. Did you see that Dansby card that we pulled for a customer out of Gold
No,
Label? I broke 2 boxes of it,
you
and
teased it. I didn't see it.
when I pulled this, I immediately thought of you
Oh
because
boy,
you're a Dansby guy. Here's what the card looks like. I'll show
I
it on
see it.
screen. I mean, it's gonna be hard to see on my screen, but
That's nice. And
it's a
he's in
Gold
his
Label.
Braves uniform, right?
Yeah, numbered to 25. Yeah, Derek's
Derek.
got it. Yep,
Wow, congrats, Derek. And you know,
beautiful on card.
hit me up if you're interested in moving that. Um, I will not pay Josh money for it, but well, maybe we can work something out.
It's I don't
Um,
even Derek, have you received that? I think it already shipped out. Have we? No, we haven't shipped it out. Oh, Derek,
no, let's put the wrong address on that.
you know what?
Derek is now living at my address. Just ship it over here.
Derek, you gotta apologize to me. I literally have it right here still. Been a
Man,
crazy weekend. Give me some grace, but it's
that
ready
is
to go out. But it's beautiful.
Is it numbered?
To 25.
Oh man.
No, 75. Sorry.
Oh, never mind then. Just kidding.
Mackey's
Yes.
calling for Judge to have a big year again
Yes.
too. So that'll be something if he does it twice in a year. Hits 50 plus. Um, that would be good for the hobby as well. What about you? Who do you get your eye on?
So, and you mentioned him with his rookie in big league.
Oh yeah,
I think Luis Robert, whatever.
Robert.
In fact, that whole White
Eloy,
Sox lineup,
Eloy too. Yeah,
if they figure it out, look out because they're probably the most talented team.
yeah.
Physically.
Those two.
Now, yeah, it's not even close, man. That lineup is nasty. Then I mean, you put that lineup against the Padres lineup now, and it's as dangerous, if not more dangerous. But it's just all about staying healthy. I mean, look at Luis Robert. I mean, he's just, he's it's like Frank Thomas and Bo Jackson had a baby. I
Yeah.
mean, he's just a super like out of this world athlete. He just has
Yep.
to stay healthy, and he's got to learn maybe how to hit the off speed a little bit. But I'm looking for him to break out. And then some other guys that we've forgotten about because
Chris
J. Rod
Bryant.
is so good. What's
Chris
that?
Bryant. Chris Bryant. I'm ready for him to He's a perennial
Yeah.
stud. He needs to have a really good
Well,
standout
I
year.
mean, it's not like Dansby is alone sitting in that Cubs uniform. I mean, Cody Bellinger has something to prove. I mean, he was what, rookie of the year and then MVP. And then there are some guys that are going into like year 4 or 5 that because of the recency bias we've forgotten about. But I would not be surprised if, well, yeah, Kyle Tucker definitely, but I don't think he's so good. He's not even under the radar anymore. He's just a darn good baseball player
I heard today Anthony Volpe or whatever gets the starting nod at shortstop.
for the
We've
Yankees.
had some big cards in the case of his that probably snuck out of here too cheap, but
Yep.
that'll
Yep.
that'll be something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long look, guys. Baseball is a long season, long season. A lot can happen. But, I think with the World Baseball Classic sort of injecting some excitement about baseball, there are a lot of eyes on baseball. I'm excited about it, some other guys that I think may have another breakout season or a comeback season. There's this kid that pitches for the Braves, Mike Soroka. And you
Yeah,
want to talk just some bad luck. It was like ruptured Achilles, and then something else happened last year. But but when you see this kid pitch, it's like, whoa, he's the real deal. And he's going to struggle. The Braves lineup is so good that he's going to struggle making the starting five. But if he's having trouble staying healthy, throw him in the bullpen. Turn him into the next John Smoltz. I don't care. So yeah,
yeah. JP says he tore his ACL. He tore his ACL, Michael. That's how he typed it.
sorry, JP. I should have known that as a Braves fan.
I just had a customer message just now, a card that they pulled from a product from us they bought on trade night, and it's a big one, and it'll be shown here in a few minutes when we do hits from the shop.
Nice, nice. All right. Needless to say, we're both excited, and I think we sort of picked winners. I couldn't find the video. I was searching, but who's coming out of the NL? Who's coming out of the AL? Who's winning the World Series, and then MVPs for both leagues.
Talk about putting me on the spot.
I'll go first.
Okay.
NL, the Braves are going back to the World Series this year. AL, this one's tough, but I don't think the Astros are going to repeat, and I'm hoping, and just because I think he's got something to prove, and the Rays are always good. I think the Rays are going to go to the World Series, and then they're going to get beat by the Braves. Can you tell I'm a homer? This is why I don't play fantasy football. Um, NL MVP. I think it's going to be Bryce because him and the Phillies are going to give the Braves a hard time the whole year, but they're just not going to cut it. And the AL MVP, it's tough to pick against Shohei. I wish I could say, oh yeah, the Angels are going to go back to the playoffs, but you just can't say it. So, but Trout and Otani are going to be neck and neck. It's just Otani is going to have maybe 15 wins and 40 home runs, and you're just not going to see that anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Padres.
Ooh, love it.
It's unpopular, but man, I'm leaning towards Yankees, and I don't like the Yankees doing it, but I also like your Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to be good again. Man, I got to stick with Trout as my AL MVP. Oh, JP says Acuna. I would love that.
Oh yeah.
I just can't. I got to see another. I need to see a full healthy season of him.
Yep.
Man,
It'll be fun.
I don't know, man. That's tough. Your Bryce Harper is yeah. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I don't know. There's too many people that I want, and I'll sound like a homer.
Yeah, I don't mind sounding like a homer or an idiot.
I
Sometimes
unfortunately I
good.
don't. The Astros just are always there, and I hate it. But we'll see. We'll revisit that next week. I'll have a better answer next week. But
All right. Cool.
I've called Trout for a couple weeks now, so we'll see what happens there.
Awesome. Hey, before we move on to our listener question of the week, I do want to, Jacob, if you could pull up the Grand Slam breaks page for me.
Oh yeah.
There are a couple breaks that we would love to get filled, especially this opening day break. That's a fantastic price. If you look at some of the products that we're breaking open, that's a good one. So grab a spot in that, and then another one.
A lot of autographs there, and the ceiling is high with that Bowman and finance.
Absolutely. And then just a new break that just got posted today is another football break. That's Donruss and Prism Blasters, 10 of
Yeah,
each.
20
So,
blasters for $29 a spot. It'll be fun.
awesome.
It'll be fun. I just posted that right before the podcast went. I saw some spots were getting grabbed. So yeah, opening day baseball one. That one will break on opening day, and then the football one will break as soon as it's full. So
Awesome.
go grab a spot.
All right. Listener question, and we talked about it on which one we were going to address. And obviously, guys, if you've got a question you want us to answer, drop it in the chat. And if we've got time, we'll answer it tonight. If not, we'll answer it next week. Here's the question. My brother bought a graded card on eBay where it was evident that the seller tried to hide two major scratches on the slab, not the card, but on the slab. What should be done, and what would that do to the value of the card? Josh, what say you?
So I kind of misread this question. I didn't realize till now the scratches were just on the slab. So my opinion will change a little bit.
Okay.
Obviously, if it makes it past the authenticator, because eBay has the system now for certain value cards, right? They'll ship it to an authenticator. The authenticator authenticates it, and then it ships to the customer. Some of the issues we're running into that, I know personally this has burnt you once as a seller, and it burned us as a seller the other day. We sold a Derrick Henry 1 of 1. I think it was a laundry tag or Nike logo or shield 1 of 1 Derrick Henry that had some pretty badly chipped up sides and a couple white corners because it was out of Panini Black, I believe. So it's a black card. But anyway, condition was really rough. And so the price reflected the condition. So it was a good price. And our description said, please look carefully at the pictures for condition of card. And it made it to the authenticator, and the authenticator denied it and said that it didn't match our description. So we laughed, rolled our eyes, and called them idiots because literally we have pictures of all of the edges and corners, and the description says, please see pictures for the description. So they kind of take a little rule of what do they call that? I don't know. Ruling with an iron fist when that comes down. I don't like that part of it. So I say all that to say eBay does protect you a little bit from that. So they may catch some of that. But if it were me and I really liked the card and it was just scratched on the slab, I would just resubmit it for reslabbing. Here's what I would do though. I would contact the seller and say, look, you were pretty clever with disguising these scratches on the slab. They're pretty bad. Could you refund a partial amount, just enough for me to get it reslabbed?
Right.
And then we did this recently. This card right here. Nope, different Mbappe. There's a Genesis Mbappe there. But a customer bought a high-end Mbappe from us, and a good customer, so we offered to, because the slab was all scratched, we offered to send it to PSA. We already sent it, got it back within 2 weeks, and so that's a faster process than grading. And so that's a thought. If I loved the card and wanted to keep it, I'd deal with the scratches on the slab, just resubmit it, get it right back from PSA. I'd maybe try to seek a partial refund, and because the seller's going to be like, well, crap, if I don't, they're going to return it, and then I got to go through all this again. So why not give them $20 or something to go reslab it? So that's my thought. Your thought?
So this is probably not going to be very popular, but for me, if it's clear, that they were trying to get one over on me, I'm returning it. I'm like, look, there's
Jacob,
no room.
where's the boo? Jacob, is there a boo button?
I'm returning it because there's just no room for that, right? This is what I mean about. Thank you, Jacob. Okay, so go ahead and get it out of the system. This is what I mean about us being able to self-police to where the hobby doesn't get, so we're not regulated.
Fair enough.
Right? But if it's an honest mistake, or if it was disclosed, heck, I might be thrilled that they tried to buff out some scratches on the slab. Not on the card, but on the slab. Because you can. There's some products out there that you could buff out scratches on the slab. But if they're trying to get one over on me, I want my money back. There's no room for that in the hobby. Period. That's me.
Unless, like I said, that's a card you're dying to get, and you got the price that you wanted. I think you go my route. Try to get a little refund just to get a brand new case on it. Just a thought.
Look, I'm sitting here in a vacuum that I'm not looking at like a PSA 10 Don Mattingly Donruss rookie, and the guy has buffed out some scratches, and I know he tried to get one over on me. I may not send that back. I may go your route, but I would be pissed. Sorry. Excuse my French. I would be mad.
Yeah.
I would be mad. At
very minimum, you got to send the guy a message to let him know that you might have got one over on eBay.
Yeah.
You didn't get one over on me. I know what you did. But
right. I know what you did. I won't be buying anything from you again. And, but that's my take. All right, Josh, let's do a card from the vault. You've got some sweet hits from the vault. I saw them, but let's go to a card from the vault, and then hits from the vault, and then we'll get everybody else out of here.
So I'm just wanted to show a few pickups from Card Night. I've got maybe 10 cards that I don't have here with me. They're in the showcase in the shop that I picked up off customers just for the showcase. And these are cards that they're either for me personally because they're Brady, or there's some cards that I just wanted to buy and tuck away for a few years. And so here's what I picked up. I also wanted to go around to multiple tables and buy some stuff to support them for buying a table. So if I could spend $20 at a bunch of different tables, then essentially they got to start off in the black. So this is cool. Numbered to 74 out of Elements, a little Mahomes metal. I like it.
Nice.
I picked up a little numbered die cut Mahomes.
Boom.
Our producer needs to make my screen bigger. This is a really unique card. I think I got this from Craig. Thank you, Craig. This is an Upper Deck die cut Tom Brady. So got a really good deal on that. Thank you, Craig, for showing me that one. The Dragon Scale Brady, I didn't have one of these yet. That'll belong in a SGC slab or something there. Those are numbered to 89. Then a number to 49 Meta Mastery Tom Brady. Probably needs to be in an SGC slab. Believe it or not, I don't have a Hollow Heroes Tom Brady. So
that's cool.
Maybe I have one, but if I might not, I can't remember. But I like that card. Pick that one up. And these are a few that I'm going to tuck away for a few years. Not these. These are just some Brady cheap PSA 9 slabs. 09 Upper Deck and a 13 Topps Archives. So anytime I can get some like less expensive already slabbed Brady's, I grabbed those. And then check these out. This is, these are cards. These are Luca rookies. Just low end Luca rookies, but they're Luca rookies. And that's
Nice.
a PSA 9 out of Threads. Another Threads PSA 9. And I really like this one. This is, he looks so young in this picture too. It's also out of Threads, but it's PSA 10.
Oh, sweet.
Luca rookie. So Mahomes rookies, Luca rookies. I don't think you can ever go wrong, even though the Mavs are struggling right now. So that was some personal things that I picked up from card night.
Awesome. I have one. I never have a stack of them like you do, but I sent this in for grading. This is out of Star Wars Galaxy. And so it is like the Ewok.
Jacob, is there a sound effect that goes, "Aww"?
Oh, so it's a Mojo Refractor. It's a beautiful card in hand, and it's numbered out of 50. So love the fact that this came back in a high grade. I am selling it. I have the refractor in a 10. I'll probably keep the refractor, but
Nice. Those
yes,
are Ewoks, right? That's an Ewok, right?
that's his name is Wicket W. Warwick, the original WWW. So pretty cute.
Very cute.
All right, hits from the shop, and then we'll end with crazy stat of the week. Josh,
All right.
show us the fire.
I'll give a little narrative. Again, we don't get all the pictures of cards that get pulled by customers from the shop, but here's one that came out of a Prism Blaster. So, i.e., go get a spot in the blaster break. Maybe we can pull one of these. But these red and black checkerboards are really cool. And a customer hit a Drew Brees today. Thought that was worthy of a picture. Also out of Prism Blasters today, these are those black and white kind of negative silvers. Matt Corral and Carson Strong, a couple quarterbacks. Those were cool. This was a customer bought some boxes the other day and sent us these from home. And so if you can't see, there is a Tatis home field advantage. We had an episode where we talked about that. The Joe Montana auto on the top left is one of the one-of-one proof cards. Check out the Darryl Strawberry Topps variation out of 2023 Topps. So Darryl Strawberry auto on the 87 variation. And then that Najee down in the corner came from an H2 box. That's numbered to something really low, 5 maybe, I think. It's really low numbered. The Aiden Hutchinson Crunch Time, and then a couple quarterback autos out of Pro Set. So customer sent us those. He was happy with what he had hit. The next one is, this was pulled at trade night. This is out of Leaf Metal Baseball. That's a Jordan Lawler, but I don't have the back on here, but that's a one-on-one.
He's a real deal too. He's going to be good.
I'm excited to see him play. This is also from Leaf Metal. That is Elijah Green. That also is a one-of-one.
Jeez.
That one too. One-of-one auto. The next card is out of Obsidian. So we talked about that coming to the shop. That has come to the shop, and a customer pulled that. It's like a number to 25, I think, or 49 Joe Burrow die cut. We thought it looked really cool. And then the same customer in the same box hit the next card, which is a nice little multicolored patch of Sam Howell. We'll see what happens with him. You've got a racist hat on tonight with the Redskins. So
I do.
We call them the Commanders now. Thank you very much.
I love it.
Next card. This was hit out of Sport Kings, a very unusual. That is a Randy Johnson game-used J off of his jersey.
That's cool.
The big unit. In the same box, the next card with a beautiful autograph. You remember old Goose Gossage with the handlebar mustache?
Yes.
Those were just funny cards we thought were pretty cool. I think the next card is the big Kenny Pickett we're talking about that was hit at trade night. Look at that.
Oh,
gold. Mackie, are you watching? That's a gold numbered to 10 out of Prism. RPA with a little bit of the Steeler diamond. And then a customer texted me during the podcast, messaged on Facebook, posted on Facebook. They bought a Donruss Blaster before leaving trade night to open at home and hit that.
Oh, I love it.
Look at the
I love
tiger
it.
behind him. That's the big face. That's a beautiful banger of a card.
Yeah,
Congratulations to the young man that hit that out of a
super cool.
blast. So I think they bought a couple
Awesome.
bucks to hit that. So
Um,
those are just some of the hits from the shop.
so before we go and wrap things up with crazy stat of the week, just a quick reminder: run over to the break page, take down a couple spots in some of these breaks. They're going to be fun. They're going to be quick.
Keep your
And
local card shop in business.
absolutely. And Josh mentioned some of these products, there's a high ceiling. So you could pull a banger out of there. Josh, before we go, hit us with your crazy stat of it. You know what? Yours is probably going to be better than mine. So I'll start.
Mine's pretty good.
Mine is not.
Okay. Let's hear.
But it stood out to me. We talked about Otani. We talked about his effect on baseball here in the States and what he could possibly do to a franchise for a franchise. I saw something crazy, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat. That 96.4%
You're right.
of Japan was watching the at bat where he struck out Trout. Just, I can't get my brain wrapped around that. I mean, you couldn't get, I mean, if 94% of people that lived in the Charlotte metro area watched a field goal at the last minute of a Panthers game, that would be extraordinary. For an entire country,
it's probably 96% of the TVs.
right?
So I mean, not 96% of the people, but
Right.
that's
But
unbelievable stat.
still, because you got to think that a large percentage of the country has a television, right?
And there's a lot of people in Japan, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a teeny little place, but with teeny little people. And I could say that because I am a teeny little people. But it's just the influence this guy has.
Yeah.
And not only is he liked, I really do think just because of the way he carries himself, he's like beloved. He's like Arnold Palmer playing baseball. That's the vibe I get from him. So
yeah,
there's my crazy
stuff.
stuff.
No, you're right. And JP needs to keep his little trap shut because he's spoiling my. Jacob, delete that last stat so I can actually.
Here, no, don't delete it. Let me get this for you. JP came up with that.
Delete it, or I'll kick you all. All right, so mine has to do with Trout as well. See, I have the actual stat right here. Mike Trout has had 3 swinging strikes in only 24 of his career plate appearances. He's appeared at the plate 6,174 times. So he's been up to bat 6,174 times, has had 3 strikes swinging 24 times ever out of over 6,000. So what Otani did, I mean, the caption starts off by saying, if you aren't impressed, you should be, because Mike Trout has had 3 swinging strikes in only 24 of his over 6,000 career MLB plate appearances. JP will be banned from next week's episode.
Yes, let's kick him out.
I'm going to be doing next week's episode by myself through OBS and not StreamYard. Oh,
there you go. Oh, hey, you're going to ruin that StreamYard sponsorship that's on our way.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, that's not coming our way. But anyway.
Yep.
Josh, great seeing you. Jacob, thank you again for producing. And if you've made it this far, like, subscribe, leave a review. Let us know how we're doing.
I did think of a card that you need to do if you get chosen as the influencer that gets to have a card in the next Topps Big League. It needs to be you shirtless holding a bat like Bo Jackson. Y'all have a good night.
I got some work to do. See you guys. Bye.
There's some